Hey kiddos, so we're back again today doing another challenge. This is the Craft Room Organization Challenge, and the hostesses are Unicorn Dust Designs, SimpleRoots Simple Living, and Indiana Jones. Let's get right to the first project. Okay, our first project is going to be the days of the week on these little wipe-off boards that were at Dollar Tree. Of course, each one was $1. I also bought 3 packages of these really strong magnets to help really secure it to my cabinet. I also cut the days of the week out on my Cricut, but you could use a Sharpie to write them on there, and I think you would be just fine. The magnets just really help stabilize the boards because they do come with magnets on the back of them. They're just not very much to them. It just helped really stable them. Here I'm showing you putting the vinyl on the days of the week. I just did Monday through Friday, but now I think I'm going to go back and add a Saturday and a Sunday. So I'm just going to do one more because sometimes I do things on Saturday and Sunday, like challenges and other things. So I think I need one more to finish it up. But I just thought it was adorable. Of course, my craft room, I don't know if you know that, it is red, white, and black. And so that's the colors that I chose to go with today on all of these DIY organization things. Now, when I put the magnets on, I'm really putting a big old glop of glue on them. I want them to stick really well. So I've got my glue gun and I'm really soaking the glue to it because the boards are so light. With the magnets on there, it really makes them heavier and makes them more stable. As you can see, those 2 little magnetic strips are on there, but they're just not enough, not in my opinion. Now, this would be a perfect project for stay-at-home moms, or not stay-at-home moms, but Zoom moms is what I'm going to call them, with your kids right now, so you can help them keep up with their homework or what time Zooms are in. It's also would be a really cute menu board for each day of the week, so you can kind of keep yourself organized. Now, I didn't show this, well, I guess I do show this here in a minute, where that little black tab at the top, I cut it off with some scissors because it's where all of these boards come with a pin, and that pin that comes with them works wonderfully. But I didn't want the pins to be held there. I have a little pin cup that I had bought from Dollar Tree years ago that I had already used on that cabinet, and I just wanted to use it again. Now, I did buy that Expo marker that you can see there, but it really didn't have a lot of punk to it. So I think it might have been because it was red. The black ones just show up way better. So I didn't use the black ones, but anyway. So now we're going to get on to doing this hot glue station is basically what it is. And all it is holding my hot glue sticks. I don't know if the rest of you are like me, but I have like 4 glue guns. And some are little bitty glue gun. Some are ones I use for glitter glue. Some are ones I use for the little sticks. Some are for the big sticks. Okay, so right here, all I did was get some boxes. You can get that bucket at Dollar Tree. I've had it for a while, but I'm certain I've seen more of them out there. And I just cut me some little boxes to organize this stuff in. And this is how I keep my stuff so that it's just not everywhere. Does it look pretty? Well, it's good enough for me. So this is kind of how I do my craft room. My craft room isn't for anybody else. My craft room is for me and what makes it convenient. So I just cut me some boxes so that I could keep them separated. And here it is. So that's how I keep mine. Now we're going to do ribbon storage. So this was after I had already sorted it. Let's get it. You're going to see this mess before here in a minute. Now, this is what it looked like when I just pulled it off the bottom cabinet. With doing all these Dollar Tree crafts, I'm using a ton of ribbon. So I had them on the floor on the lowest shelf on that shelf, but it was like, why have I got these down here when this is the most important thing to me right now? So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going through all of them because they were sorted in the wrong colors. and in the wrong baskets. And so I try to sort them all. I tried to before keep them all sorted by color, and this has worked out the best for me with ribbon. When I first moved, I had them all in a tote, and I don't know if you have ever dug through a tote of ribbon before, but they all start coming unwound, and I just needed a place to keep them same colors together. So what I did is I used rubber bands, and I also used Scotch tape. Depending on the ribbon, depends on whether I use a rubber band or a Scotch tape. If the ribbon is a very fine ribbon or a sheer ribbon, if you use too tight of a rubber band on it, it will leave a mark in it. So usually on the super sheer ones that I can't pull them close to the spool, I will put a piece of tape on it. The other ones, you can see I'll use a rubber band, but I do caution you not to double up your rubber band on ones that are on rolls, especially if the roll is very thick, because it will leave a mark on it. There, I'm just showing off my New Orleans ribbon from when we lived down there, and one of the stores went out, and I got a ton of it, and I just absolutely, of course, I love living down there, but now that we're back here in Arkansas, I don't have much need for it. So I keep all the big spools in one tote, and then I separated the rest of them, which these bins came from Dollar Tree, in reds. I think I put blues and pinks together because I had fewer of those. Greens and I think it was brown. I put them together. And then yellow, gold, and orange in one. And silver, yellow, gold, orange, and silver. And so I just start sorting them out. And then once I get all of them kind of sorted into colors, then I start winding them up. And when I first start sorting, I always sort by color. And then I go back after I get them sorted, and then I wind them up and put the rubber bands on them and then put the tape on them. You could do it either way, of course, but that's what works for me because I see faster results with sorting it all. So I got it all sorted, and I don't know about y'all, but I have a pattern of the way I clean. So I like to do all one thing at one time, and then I like to do the next thing. So that's kind of what this goes. I had to resort them after a couple of times because I had too many of one. So like I tried to put, I think the yellow and the green together, but I had too many yellows and too many greens to put all in one thing. So it took me a little bit of going back and forth, putting them together. And here we go. This is before I put the little tags on them. I was like, well, how am I going to know what color's in what basket? So I bought these little chalkboard clothespin trinkets, signs, I guess is what they called. And I just wrote the colors on the tags with my white chalk marker. That it's like a white crayon marker that I got at Dollar Tree. I hate my handwriting, by the way. And so you'll see that I erase it. And I took some Windex and a paper towel and wiped them off, and it came right off. But it did take a little bit of rubbing. But then I get them all. See, there we go. I'm Speedy Gonzalez. I really don't move that fast. I speeded up the video. All right, so then I'm going to just, finish up writing what I didn't mess up, and then I attach the tags to the little trays, and here we go. You can see how cute it made it. So that way I know what's in what bin instead of having to dig through there, which was the big purpose of having to do this. All right, the next thing I wanted to tackle was these paper bins. Now, I had bought these paper bins at Dollar Tree probably back this summer, probably last summer, actually. I've had them for a while. They don't stand up. They're smaller at the bottom than they are at the top. That just doesn't make sense for something that's heavy. So I went to Target and found these little box ones, and they're square, so they're going to hopefully stand up better. The only problem I have with them is they're not plastic, which would last a whole lot longer. So I fought with this box, putting it together longer than I should have. And anybody that folds boxes for a living is like, you are an idiot. Because it took me way too long to figure out how to put them boxes together. And I'm ashamed to admit it. So because they are cardboard and I was just afraid that they might fall apart, I went ahead and put some extra tape on the bottom of them just to stable them, eyes them a little bit. And now I'm going to get the washi tape out. And I don't know if y'all know what washi tape is, but it's this decorative tape. And Dollar Tree has a ton of it usually. Over the years, I've grabbed, whatever I could find of it. And that first black roller that I showed you, it is a chalkboard washi tape. It feels like black tape, like you would electrical tape, but it's not. It's a flat finish on it, and so you can use it to write on. But I just picked me some red and black colors out to stay with my theme, and I'm going to just decorate the very front of it because that's all that's going to show. Now, if you had yours sitting on the counter or whatever, the end ones, I would probably cover the side of the box with that, or I'd have went around all the way around the last two boxes, one on each end, with the washi tape all the way around. There's no need to waste all that washi tape unless it's going to sit by itself. Now, you could have covered the sides with paper. You could have painted it. I preferred washi tape. I'm just zhuzhing, as my friend Christy says, zhuzhing it up a little bit. And I just wanted it to match the rest of the decor. Not everything in my room is black, red, and white, but I hope to eventually get it there. But since I'm crafting all these other projects, it's really not my highest priority. So I just put them, in any order that I want them on there. And I'm taking my little credit card, or it's not really a credit card, my store card, and burnishing it down on that cardboard. And then after I get up to the top, I'm going to go, I don't know if I go I think I go all the way around it with washi tape around those cardboard edges. Because when you start putting your hand down in there, which I was noticing, it was rubbing a sore on my arm. Not that I'll be down in it, but I just got to thinking, well, that could cut the paper. It might put a line on your paper rubbing back and forth, if you use these a lot. So I went ahead and outlined the whole edge with washi tape. And so I just kind of fold it down. I don't do a very good job of it. I'm really not worried about it, besides not wanting to get scratched by it. Well, what I use these for too, this is for my 8.5 by 11 paper. This is not my 12 by 12 paper. I've told you all this before, but I am an avid scrapbooker. So I do use these to like mat photos and things like that, the paper that goes in these. I also use it to do invitations. Now you can just see where I went all the way around, and then I come to the end, and I'm like, you know what? Washi tape sometimes will peel off if it gets dried out. So I just, on the edges of it, put the clear tape down the sides. That way, if I want to, I can finish it later. Now I'm just going to sort through my paper, and I took it out of those plastic bins, and I resorted it into the colors that I wanted to use. So I'm not going to bore you with all of the going through here, but I did resort the purples. When you buy those packs at Michael's of paper, even at Hobby Lobby, they'll have like 4 or 5 colors in them. So some of them I hadn't even pulled out of the packages yet, but I had some of them pulled out and some of them not. So I wanted to sort those papers out and make them into blues, greens, pinks, purples, reds, blacks, whites, the kind of thing that, you usually do with your scrapbook paper, or you should. See, but I don't, but you should, because it makes it a lot more time consuming, or less time consuming if you do that. So, of course, I changed my mind about 14 times, and I decided I didn't want the gray to be with the white and the beige, because I found a whole bunch more beige. So I pulled it out, and here you go. This is what it looks like up on top of my rack. And as you can see, I wrote the little names on each little folder of what it was. Now, this is my wood thing, and I don't know if you're a Dollar Tree fanatic like I am, but I just needed some place to put all these wood things, because I'm making these signs, and I've gotten all these paint sticks and these dowel rods, and I'm like, I'm tired of this mess, so I'm going to put it in this bucket. And I didn't have them in that bucket. I had them in 42 places before I started this project, but I had this old vinegar jug, because I couldn't find anything big enough that didn't have holes in it, kind of like that wire basket that I've got in there. So I thought, well, I'm going to use that vinegar jug. I use vinegar on my towels when I wash them, because my kid leaves towels in her bedroom forever, and so they start stinking, and I'm like, so I always put about a half a cup to a cup of vinegar in my towels to make them smell a little bit better. And do they smell like vinegar when I get done? Usually not, but some people might think so. So it's up to you. But if you've got kids or boys that leave towels on the floor and put them in the hamper and then you don't know it for a week, they'll start to stinking. So I put all the tall objects, all the thinner, tall stuff in that vinegar bucket after I cut the top off of it and took the label off of it. And then I got beads in that little black basket, and I didn't pull it out so you could see it, but that little black basket has beads in it. And then I just shoved those other things there, and I'm hoping that it'll keep it more organized for me when I'm looking for something. This last one is super simple. I got this idea from the Crafting Cousins this weekend. They used the glass trivet from Dollar Tree, and I just put my spin on it, and I put my logo on the back of it. I cut it in reverse and laid it on the back side of the trivet so that it wouldn't burn when my hot glue spilled over on it. Now, y'all probably don't need no logo on the back of yours, but if you wanted to, you could paint something on that back side. Put some stickers on it if you wanted to make it just a happy decoration to go in your craft room. But I just thought it was adorable. Now, you get these glass trivets over in the kitchen section, of course, because they're used for hot pots and stuff. So it's a perfect thing to catch your glue drips with. I hope you guys enjoyed all 6 of these little organization things. If you did, please hit subscribe and the like button and leave me a comment. I'll see you guys on Friday.